Christy. I mean, we're the vehicles for Christy's life. Every member of the cast is, in a different way, a vehicle for part of his life. And I suppose I'm the central vehicle.
How does that make you feel that you were able to take one man's life, and he really had very little notoriety outside the Dublin area, and bring it to a worldwide audience?
I'd love to know what he'd think. I bet he'd just have such a laugh about it. He'd have such a laugh about it. But I mean, in literary terms, he was published in many countries. He was very popular in many countries. But this is on a different scale. I think he'd enjoy it.
This movie was as much as anything a labor of love. There was no budget. You worked for a peanut, less than peanuts. What does that say about the film and the spirit that it took to
I think it's a really good point, because if you begin with nothing but the desire to make a film, you can't go wrong. I don't mean that you'll necessarily make a good film. The chances are you won't, because making good films is almost impossible. But what I mean is you can't go wrong in sharing something very unique with a group of people. That is the inevitable byproduct of a beginning like that. So in a way, we started with the best possible circumstances, no money, and merely a shared desire to borrow Chris's life for a while.
But from the standpoint of making a film, it was probably the worst of all circumstances.
Yes.
No money, a first-time directing team, a story that was impossibly difficult to portray.
Yeah, I know the odds were stacked against us, and maybe there was almost a kind of perverse bravado in taking it on. I don't know, I can't honestly remember. I remember starting to work with Jim 2.5 or 3 months before we finally began shooting, and I was quite open-minded about the possibility that we might not actually get to make the film. But that's the pleasure of the work.
When you've created a film and a role so special as My Left Foot and Christy Brown, how do you top it?
You don't, you stop.
This is it,
Stop.
no more movies.
You just stop.
But I don't think you'll be stopping.